Hello and welcome everyone to the Week in 7 Questions, and welcome to our special guest of the week, Mark Strand. Mark, how did you celebrate the 4th of July this year?
Greetings, Roland. I certainly did enjoy the 4th of July, or what the Brits call Traitors' Day. We have to admit our Brexit was a lot more violent than theirs was. But I love celebrating the transformational idea that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all are created equal, and that they're endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, which amongst these are the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Were you wearing a mask?
My pursuit of happiness on the 4th of July consisted of sitting on the back deck, eating some barbecue, and keeping my dogs calm as the fireworks went off around us.
Now, do you see a major economic recovery this summer, despite the new outbreaks?
I do see a major economic recovery through the summer because the fundamentals of the economy are still good. I expect major job gains in August and September and an unemployment rate below 10% by the time we get to the election. How will this affect the election? The Democrats are going to be asking, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? The Republicans will be asking, are you better off than you were 4 months ago when this pandemic destroyed the economy? And who do you think should be trusted going forward to restore the economy to its strength?
Transatlantic relations seem to be at a new low point. Why is that?
Yeah, things are pretty low. President Trump certainly hasn't helped any, but let's face it, there's no European politician, at least in most of Europe, who's going to get in trouble for attacking Trump either. So politics is to blame, and it's not good. But let's face it, Roland, if you and I sat down together, we could iron out a free trade agreement and a new strategy for NATO in a week. The fundamentals of a healthy transatlantic relationship still exist. Maybe it'll take a crisis like this pandemic to wake us up. Both the United States and Europe have discovered how vulnerable our people are to a resurgent and totalitarian China. If we can't put the health of our citizens before politics, then shame on us.
What impact do you believe the presidential election in November will have on transatlantic relations?
If President Trump loses, and he very well might, I suspect the tone of the relationship will improve. But keep in mind, President Biden is going to cut defense, and the Democrat Party is certainly no more free trade than they were before. So things might actually get worse in some ways instead of getting better, but I suspect people will be smiling at the pre-summit cocktail parties that lay ahead.
Will the relationship with a rising China be more of a unifier or more of a spoiler between the US and the EU?
I suspect China, even more so than Russia, will be the strategic threat that forces the United States and Europe to get serious about restoring the transatlantic relationship. We need our combined strength to combat the anti-democratic forces that are sweeping the world right now.
Now, Mount Rushmore has the faces of Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt. If ever a fifth face was to be added, who would it be and why?
Roland, if the Washington Post even knew we were talking about expanding Mount Rushmore instead of tearing it down, we'd both be excoriated on their editorial pages. But in answer to your question, I think there are two candidates, Franklin Roosevelt and Ronald Reagan, and I would go with Ronald Reagan. We've had good presidents and we've had bad presidents, but great presidents are those that positively transform the nation and the world well beyond their term in office. Ronald Reagan had a vision and a philosophy that led to policies that restored American confidence, defeated communism, and liberated much of Europe. That's greatness, and we could use another Ronald Reagan today.
So thank you, Mark, and thanks everyone for watching. And see you again next week with another surprise guest.